Okay. So welcome to Game Plan with Liby.
Roll the dice with me on Backgammon Street. Heroes at your feet.
So welcome to Backgammon Studio. Today I have Hans Liby, one of the most experienced backgammon players in Norway. I think it's over 40 years you have been playing backgammon.
Close to 40 years.
Close to 40 years. So it's really so it's awesome. And you are what is it? You won the Norwegian Championship recently. So
Yeah.
three times world champion. And what else? You have been, what was it? Was it last year or before you won Nordic Open?
Yes, in 24 I won the...
24, yeah. So it's a while ago, but still, that's a really awesome achievement to make. So, and recently you have been trying to find some ways to share your knowledge about backgammon. So, and here you have some game plan with Liby. What is that all about?
Well, it was Tom's idea, but I like it because it's based on an observation I made through the years that most players don't really have a comprehensive plan when they play. So they don't really have a game plan, and they don't have a step-by-step method, and that they go through all to figure out the best move. And I've observed that the good players do. All the good players in different ways, of course. Everybody have their own way of doing it, but they do many of the same things. They have a plan and they work it through in a sequential problem-solving process, and that's what I wanted to say something about in this video. Yes, I think so, and I think it's very important to figure out what to do first and to work your way through the problem-solving process that you have in the exact right way. You have to know exactly how to do it. And this is what I try to say something about in the video. Yeah.
But also it's rather complicated since plans change. If the position changes, then you may have to switch from one plan to an entirely different one.
Yes, but that I think that's when you play backgammon, there is the dice, and it keeps changing absolutely all the time. So this is one of the good things when you always are aware exactly what your plan is, and then next moment it's a different plan. That's a very good thing, and I think that just putting that into words and always thinking game plan will help you not to make the mistakes of not changing the plan when things change on the board.
But usually we have the traditional plans, like we have like the holding game, blitzing, priming, but there are so many more plans. Do you have a more extensive list of the type of plans?
Yes, it is all the sub-plans. I mean, you do look at the big plans, but then very often I experience that you have many small sub-plans, you might call it. For instance, you're attacking a certain point, you need to identify what point is the next in line, for instance, or whether you should attack on a certain point, or whether, and if it's a priming game, whether again which point you should focus on then. There's all these small plans. Should you hit for tempo to give yourself more time, and so on and so forth. There's all these small plans, but when you have the larger plan and a method to go through these things in sequence, it's easier to find, not to miss anything, and to find the right idea about this with these smaller sub-plans.
I think this can be very useful for backgammon public to learn more about this.
I hope so. I think that it is interesting that so many players play without any comprehensive plan, that you really should have a strong idea about why you're doing things. Okay, so welcome to Game Plan with Liby. Today I'm going to play Danijela Johansen, and the good thing is she's using the step-by-step method as well. So we get going to see this on both sides of the board, I hope. And we're going to look into this step-by-step method to solve problems one by one. Okay, so we kind of winner.
Yeah, I think
So then I'll start. I started with 6-3. We're going to play a 5-point match, and we're not going to use the clock or anything. So we're going to play slowly and discuss every aspect of the game. Okay, so I'll start with 6-3. 6 out and 3 down. What? Okay, so she rolls double 1, of course, doing it in order. Great, that I like. 4 and 2. Okay, so the first decision for me. Well, I'm thinking that my game plan is not to be primed. She started the prime, so I want to fight for these points that I'm pointing at now. So I'm not going to go out with a 2. I'm going to enter with a 4, and then I'm going to look at the 2, because I could go ahead and go real hard for the anchor. Another blot is not what I want. I could save it to this one. So my plan is to play for the high anchor, fight for the high anchor. But the 2 is kind of unclear, because this is the safer play, and this is the more ambitious play. So I think, well, my first impression was that I should actually play hard here, but now I'm uncertain. I really don't know which one to play here. This was my first impression. Okay, but I'm going to play the safer one. I'm not sure about this, though. So it's a 5-point match, and the take point is therefore 20%. The gammon price is slightly higher than in money game or in longer match. 3 and 1, I can hit, so that's good. Making equaling things a little bit. 5 and 1, okay. Do I see the results of my move? No.
Hover, hvis du går hover over et sånt, så ser du, hvis du bare venter litt, så ser du om det er riktig. Nei, du skal se akkurat...
It's not on.
Dere har ikke spilt det riktig, det satt riktig type.
Okay, so yeah, so we...
Du kan prøve å klikke tilbake, hvis det er klikke på et flytt der, klikk. Da ser du, ja, da ser du også.
Okay, so I'm just looking at whether I can see the results of my moves already, so yeah. Okay, so I hit this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to double, of course. 5 and 4, oh yeah, I know already, that's difficult for me. I'm ahead in the race now, and I'm not going to take against a stronger board, so probably I cannot play 5 here, because then I don't have a 4, so I can start by playing the 4 out, and then this is the 5. I could also hit on the 1 point, but I think this is the better play, because if I hit here, she can hit me back, and then I'll give more shots. So I try this one. 5 and 3, she hits me, okay, and 3, okay, Danijela has her first decision, I think, what to do with the 3. She could come down, because her game plan is, of course, to take the points I'm looking at here. She wants more ammunition. Also, she could play 21, but she's very well distributed already on the back, but she's looking at it. She has a good technique of looking at these things before. As I mentioned earlier, she looks at things step by step, the way you should do, what this video is all about. So she looks at all 3s, which is great. This is absolutely a 3. I didn't mention that one. This is the safer one, but I would play more ambitiously. I would actually play down from the mid, but I'm not. Yeah, she's taking a look at it. This is according to plan. It only gives 4-6 extra, and it really puts a lot of pressure on this point, which is the one she's fighting for in a way. She made that one. I don't know if it's correct, but I would have made the same move. Looks good to me. Okay, double 4. That's a joker. 1, 2. That was for sure. And now I have 2 more to play. One thing, of course, one possibility, of course, is to attack. The other is to make a point. So which one is it? Okay. Oh my! It's a very long-term strength for me. It's a very huge strength to make this point. But putting 2 on the bar with an extra blot, even though I strip the midpoint, it's certainly an option. So. Of course, I could also play some kind of safe. No, I cannot. As you can see, playing the safe here, I don't have a last 4. So it's one of those 2. My game plan is to attack, but maybe I should be a little patient and do this. Thinking long-term strength. My first impression was still just to attack here, though. Because the problem with this move is that she has a lot of hitting numbers. 5, 2, so that's 8 numbers there, 8, something like 15, 16, 17 even, no, numbers. It hit me almost half the time back. What is this? No. Undo. Okay, so I'll 1, 2, and I have to make a decision. I think, of course, this is natural move, just attacking for... Now it's only 11 plus a few doubles that hit me, but it's very unpure. I'm going to make the point. I'm going to make the 4 point. It's just too much long-term strength in it, and my distribution was so bad, so I decided not to go for the double hits, and I think that would be the correct move. And it was by far, so I was on the wrong idea there, totally. Hitting on the golden would have been a huge mistake. Okay, so she has a 1 and 6, I think. Okay, so what's happening here? There's 1 checker on the bar. Okay, maybe. She hasn't seen that. Okay, but so she's looking at the 6. She's obviously going to have to enter with a 1. And that's okay, so she uses a little different technique. Okay, so now after the joker, I always take a quick look at the cube, because obviously things have improved a lot. But as you can see against this structure, even with a few market losers, making this point, some double hits followed by a miss, but still, even with some good numbers, I'm not really close to a cube. So I'm just going to roll. I think I'm just looking through the numbers now. There's quite a few double hits, quite a few good things going, but I'm really not close to a cube at all yet. Not against so much counterplay. 3 and 2. Okay, now I'm certainly sure of my game plan. I want to win the fight for this point. And I get a chance to double hit, so that's what I'm going to do. So I start by hitting with a 2, and then I hit with a 3, hoping that she misses, because if she does, I'm going to take a good look at the cube. Now I have a lot of market losers. Of course, market losers, I need 25% or more of market losers to double in general. 9 to 15 numbers, something like this, that loses the market. That means that makes me regret not having doubled. And I have quite a few here. All 1s are potential market losers. Rolls like 6-1 and 4-1 are extremely strong. Double 4, 6-4, 6-3. So I have a lot of things going. I'm not too good though. Because of this checker and because there are rolls that doesn't make this at all. So I'm certainly going to double this. And then she's going to have a problem, because this is a strong cube. And when it comes to the take on this in a 5-point match, you can take it more or less like in a longer match at an equal score. So this is a tough decision for her. Let's look at this. I have a lot of gammon, but she has counterplay, and she has a very sound structure on the other side. Still, she's losing more than 30% gammon here now, meaning she needs quite a lot of winning winning percent, quite a high winning percentage, like 35, 36. I don't know. She has more than 30 for sure. She will win a lot of games here. She will lose a lot of gammon too. I think maybe. Oh, this is a tough decision for me. I take too much, so I tend to take more than I should, and I would seriously consider taking this one as well. But is it a little too much? 3s and 1s, okay, that's 22 numbers or something, then double 4, 6, 4, 6, 3, no, 6, 3 is already counted in. So something like 27, 28 numbers, something like 10 numbers or so something like this that does not cover. In this, she takes it. I like it, even if it's wrong. I like that people take these top cubes, and it did look a bit like a take to me. So we have to take a look at that, of course. But first I have to play. The 1 is for sure. The 5 is not. But I would just move in here and duplicate once. So that must be the best, I think. So we have to take. I really like the take here. It was a pass, though. It was a pass. We're going to have to look closer at it later on. I like to take tough, and I take too tough, but this was just too much. Okay. So 4 and 1. I'm gonna. Okay. So I'm looking at which number to hit with. We are going. Hopefully, we get a chance to look at the order of this step-by-step method, because the plan is to find one dice and then the other die, and then and do that in the right order. Here I could hit with a 1, but if I did, I would just come down with a 4. So, or I could hit with a 4 here. Oh, okay. Now this is not so easy. I'm looking at my different game. I'm starting out by looking at different game plans, combining them with the dice, and then I see one option would be this, which is obviously very flexible and putting 2 checkers on the bar and attacking here next time if I can. That is one option. The other option would be to hit with a 1 and to hit with a 1 and then hit with a 4. Trying to take away, putting 3 checkers on the bar and trying to take away the backgammon possibility in the counterplay. So which one is it? So my plan is to attack, but how to attack? I think I really like to hit on that 4 point, no 2 point, sorry. So that's what I'm going to do. I could possibly. The other one is very nice to look at. Also the timing of the potential backgammon. If she rolls a 2, she does have a little bit of timing. I really don't like it. So I'm going to play aggressive here. I'm going to undo. I'm going to hit with the 1. Oh, I start here. Okay. Hit with the 1. And hit with the 4. Might be too much, but that's what I'm going to do. Okay, she dances. So now it's a lot of gammon. Again, looking at the 4 or 6 first. It's, well, I think I'm not going to give up this point to make. So this should be clear, just because I'm doing 2 good things. I'm getting in a builder, and I'm also keeping the prime option if she should enter with a double 3 or 3-1 or something like this. Okay, a 1. So now 6-1. Okay, I'm suddenly going to make the prime and move up, right? Because my plan is to prime and to go home. So I'm doing both. Okay, she dances. Of course, now she has a timed 1 point game and a little extra. She still wins like, I don't know, 20% maybe. So, okay, so 2 and 4, I want to move up. I don't want to give myself a bad double 5, although double 5 does play a little bit. My plan is simply to move forward. So I'll start with doing that, I think. No, I'm going to go back. I was a bit quick. Also, of course, the fight is now it's now about this point. So I do need to make sure I have enough builders for it. But I don't like this checker here.
I want to move it up. And then I just play the 5-4 down because I have enough ammunition, I think. Okay, so 4 and go out. The 1 I could make even more of builders for this, but I have enough, I think. It's only 2-1 extra. 2-1, these very small numbers. Okay, what I'm talking about, of course, is that if she rolls the 3, I need to be ready to hit. But I want to go home, so I'm just going to move forward, I think. It's also the double 5, even though it works here. I want to make sure that I get home. So 4-1, I'm certainly going to attack with the 4. Again, doing things in order. The 4 is for sure, and then the 1. So I think this is a good one, right? Just in case she rolls a 3, and this point could be valuable. So I'll just play this one. Okay. 5-1, so I'll make 5. And now with the 1, I'm looking at double 4, which is really the only bad number. Maybe I should just make sure I don't. But also, my plan, of course, is to start getting the checkers into the board in a safe way. So this is also absolutely an option. I don't need a prime anymore. But I think I'm just going to do this one to give myself a good 4 here. Okay, 5. Okay, now I'm playing too fast. So it seems that I could play the 5. Oh, that was not the 5. If I play the 5 in and maybe the... Oh. Okay, so I want to play the 5 here, but then I have to play that 3. So maybe I could also just... What I'm thinking about is that I want my checkers to get in here, not too far back. Because I want to clear and have a good, quick bear off, starting to clear the higher points while she's still on the bar, or if I'm lucky, if she dances a few times. Still, I don't want to give her anything, so I want to play this one. So I'm just going to make it easy and play like this. I'm not going to give 1-6, obviously. So now I want to clear this, but I have to give a little bad distribution, make a bad distribution. I don't like that so much. So I could do something like this. I'm just going to wait, because the distribution is so good. Okay, so what the question now, of course, is should I give 1-6? The 3 goes here. The 5 is unclear to me because there is a rule that you do not want an extra checker on the 2 point. It's a long-term liability. But again, I'm giving 1-6, and it's actually quite expensive. Look at if she rolls double 6, no 1-6, she has a lot of timing to prime me. So I'm uncertain about the 5 here. Let's go back and see if there's a... I could, of course, do... Okay. I could, of course, do something like this, right? As a possibility, too. Then I get rid of those checkers on the 6 point. So, okay. So there are some options here. I want to start clearing this point, but I'm not going to give 1-6, I don't think. So, okay, again, this one first. This and this, I'm going to try this one to start the bear in with. Okay, so now I have to go to 2 point anyway. I'm not sure about the move that I made there. Double 3, okay, so she has a timed 1 point backgammon now. She loses a lot of gammon, obviously, but she does win like more than 20%. 5-3, I need to put another checker on the 2 point. It's not ideal. This is a long-term liability, but still I am in a good shape, of course. 6-1, that's great. Clearing that 6 point is very valuable, increases my equity quite a bit. So she moves out and just spreads the checkers are out. Flexibility is the important part. Okay, again, my move, I have to go back and just, so I've talked about these two checks. I want to get rid of them, but I also want to clear this point. So now I have to use things do things in the right order, step-by-step method, to see if I can figure out what is the most important thing here, to clear this or to clear this. So let me look at it. If I do this and this, for instance, looks very good, but it doesn't clear this point. So, and then of course I have this, which just clears everything. Then I don't get any checkers out. So let's see if there's a common denominator here. A common denominator that is some twos that I have to play anyway. Yes, it is. These two I have to play. Okay? No matter what I do, I will play these two, and I will either play these two or these two. So I think actually clearing a point is very important. So I'm actually going to do that, because I will win the gammon anyway if I'm not hit. So I'll clear the point. Usually the rule is clear from the rear and ask no questions, which means that it's very often correct to just clear a point when you can. Okay, 6. So she plays 6 out, I think, and she has a 5 to play. She's in no hurry to move from this, but it's no big deal, of course. Okay, she played a 6 there. Okay, but her game plan now is to fill in here, obviously, or even here, because she's not going to run off the gammon very often. If she rolls a couple of big doubles, she could run off the gammon, I guess. So it's not unimportant. She has to focus on good distribution, and on this point, I would think, mostly. So she's still, I have so many checkers here, so she's not afraid of the backgammon yet. So 2-1, okay, another one. So it seems that the 1 is for sure. I mean, if I play 2 out, I could play like this, but I don't believe it. This just isn't the right move. So with that in mind, this is the 1. And now, should I clear or should I take 1 checker out? Well, it's clear that I should just take a checker out, isn't it? I have not an equal number here and everything, so. 3-2, okay, she could make the 3 point, which would make her very strong when and if she gets a shot, hits a shot. So I think she's not going to run off the gammon. So she chooses the other plan, it seems, which is to focus on this point, which is also good. And if she should roll some very high doubles, maybe she can gain from this. 5 out, and now the 1. Okay, so I clear from the rear, as I talked about. This, another check on the 1 point is not going to, I'm certainly not going to do. So I'm just going to start clearing this point. Now I have, of course, 6-3, 5-3, 4-3, some bad numbers. You do give shots a lot of times at a time in this situation. So she just makes the good point. Okay, double 1, these 2 are for sure. And these 2 are for sure. Okay. So that's one of those doubles. She plays the one that gives 2 crossovers and is ideal for saving gammon. And then she looks at whether to leave the 24 point. She still is in no huge hurry to do that, of course, since there's no backgammon of too many checkers. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 10 checkers still. Oh, she's looking at running off the gammon. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. But I don't think she should run with the last one, because there is an extra reason. There are 2 reasons to stay. One is of course the shot, but there's also that I have to play the 2s. No, forget it. It won't slow down my bear off very much, because I will I cannot play a checker to the 2 point. Anyway, I would never play a checker to the 2 point anyway. Okay, so she realized she couldn't run off the gammon, but she did take a look at it, which is great. And now I'm very lucky, because now suddenly there is backgammon. Okay, that was extremely lucky. And she gets off to get backgammon at least. So 4-0 for me. Yeah, okay, that was a nice sequence. So now there's no cube, of course, scroll forward. Double 3. So, well, on the score, of course, gammon doesn't mean anything, so I can play very aggressively. I don't worry about losing gammon, but I don't play aggressive to win gammon either, of course. So it seems like a good solid move like this should be clear. Now I have a high anchor and some threats here. If I was way behind, I would look at making innerboard points to make a strong gammonish position. But that's not important for her either. So 3-1, a dilemma for Danijela. She has to consider making a golden, and the rule when you are playing DMP, which is this is kind of DMP because gammon doesn't matter in for any of us. When in this situation, this is the move that she's looking at. In this situation, making the golden is a very strong option because it wins a lot of games, and that's what this is all about. She just needs to find the move that wins most games. So a move like this might look okay because it's safe and it tries for a good point, but she should simply make the golden point, I think, because she's not really that afraid of my attack. So I would not do the same here as her. I would simply make the golden point. Let's see if I can have a look at it. So yeah, but her move was almost the same, almost as good. So it was a good move she found. I wouldn't have found that move, but it is a great move. It takes care of the defense and at the same time starts a good point. And if I hit with a price, I have to give up my point. So I like the idea behind it when I think about it. But just making the golden is very often the thing you want to do, and particularly when you are not afraid of the attack on the other side to such a large extent, because gammon doesn't matter. Okay, so 3-2. Now she gets rewarded, I think, because since I missed, I think that this is the 2. I don't see any other 2, and then I could play safe, but I think I'll try this one to have a little more flexibility. Maybe this is okay, just to play to and leave no blots. But I think I would. Well, I start with the 2. I think I would leave it there. I really want to fight for that golden point. And there is a duplication of 6-1, and if she wrote 4-3 or something, it's a kind of a duplication too. I'm going to do it, but I'm not sure if that might be a small mistake. Maybe it's a little too much, because I also want to leave this anchor because I'm ahead in the race, but I'm only slightly ahead, so that I wasn't sure about this one. 3-1, okay. As I said, just make the golden when you can. Great roll, of course. Now she can hit me, and now I pay the price for this move, which was probably a wrong move. Well, not because I was hit really, but I do give her often 1 or even 2 chances of doing this. So extra chances, which was kind of unnecessary. So I think that, what was it? This one, let's have a look. It was 13-8. They were both basically equal, whether to play 13-8 or to play a little more flexible, which is what I did. So I paid a price for it, but it was actually correct. So So she's looking at 5-2. I think this is no doubt she should hit, and she did, and I expected nothing else. Okay, so I find that I rolled a 3 and 5. So I have no good 5. What to do? I'm behind in the race. I want to attack, but I can't. I cannot play from this one. I can't play from this one either, I think. It seems like I have only 2 5s. I can play this absolutely terrible 5, or I can play this 5, which is even worse, I think. So, or I can play this one. So, of course, this is absolutely too bad, too terrible, and this is too much. So, this one makes a point. I didn't see it at once, but this is quite obvious. So, I have to strengthen my board, and getting hit is not that expensive, and she's not a favorite to do that. So, 3-1, and now I have some options. You know, she has to hit me with 3-1 for sure. Yeah, I really think so. Okay, she has this option, but I don't like it. I don't think she can allow me to attack her on this very important 4-point. So 1 and 2. Okay, what is my game plan? Should I could make this point and start the 3-4 backgammon, but that's way too passive, obviously, since I have the stronger board. I'm behind in the race, and she has 2 blots laying around. So I am going to hit her. That's for sure my game plan. And so I can enter with a 1, of course, and now with a 2, what to do? This, of course, is very tempting, because when she dances, I will have like a triple shot on this one. This one does not give me that, so I'm going to do that, even though I give up my midpoint, because there is such an enormous gain on the dancing numbers and on some other numbers, and getting hit, well, okay, I lose my midpoint, but I do have a lot of backgammon options too, so I will play hard here now. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I'm going to try that. And now I did gain because of the dancing. She had 25% of her numbers doing that, so obviously I'm going to hit with a 2 and look for the most flexible 1. This is not a big point. This is one option, giving me a little more freedom, but it's less flexible. And of course this one, which starts a point that might become valuable. Okay, I'm unsure about the 1. Okay, I'm quite uncertain about the 1 here, but I think I just want to start a very good point. I'm not sure. So 4 and 5, and of course my plan now is to attack. The fight now is all about this point, obviously. So I hit, and I could go out with a 5, but I'm just going to maximize my ammunition towards this point. If I win the fight for this point, these players, checkers, will take care of themselves. They will get home afterwards. So this is what I will do. My game plan is simply to blitz for the 4-point. She gets out, so I'm obviously going to make the point. The question now is how. I could make with a 2 and make another point. That seems very clear, very natural. So I don't really have any options. So obviously I start with a 2 then, because if I play this, I don't have a good 2 to play. So, and this 2 is not part of a game plan at all. So I'm not thinking about what to do on this side of the board at all. So I start with the 2, and then the 3 comes in because it starts a prime and it's a builder. So that should be clear. Okay, she anchors, and then we have a game again. I was hoping to see more dancing, but she didn't, and now she's out and she has a 3 to play, and I think she's going to just play it till the 8-point, because there's quite a lot of indirect shots, and to play to this point, okay, this is one, but it gives a lot of shots, and I have a very strong board. I think she has outfield control to some extent at least. Okay, 2 and 6. Okay, I haven't considered. No, I haven't decided whether to save this one yet. So what is my plan? This will be a natural move, of course. It looks too big to stay here, and now I go out. I give her only 4s. Natural move. Is there anything better? And is there anything forced? Anything I can do first? Well, I have to decide if this is the 2. Because I cannot do any duplications. I really don't want to get hit on this point. So I think I should play the 2 in here. And then I have 2. I don't like this 6 because she wants to make this point. If she fights for this point and wins it, my timing can go and this prime can crunch. So I'm going to just move out and make her attack me on a point which is not that important, and also I'm minimizing shots. So this is what I will do. 3 and 1, and now I give her a problem because she hits me on the 9 point, but I do get a lot of return shots. 1, 8, 5, so it's 10. I think 10 return shots. Okay, I danced, and now she can make a counter prime. 1, 2, and probably 6, 5 is no. Okay, that's not absolutely sure. She's played those that are for sure, and of course now she has a lot of options because she could play really hard, like down here, to just maximize her chances of making this point. Or she could safety this plot and can focus on running from this one. The race is close, but I do have 4 checkers back. She's looking at the safe plan, which might be the right one. It's very expensive, those 10 numbers that hit here. That is very, very expensive. What I was trying to say also is that she probably has to play 6-5 in any case because she's not going to play here. So I think she's looking at the right things here. I think it's a little too big to leave. Okay, she goes all the way back, which is fine. Take a good look at everything. Make sure you don't miss something. And now she plays this. I really like the order that she's using here now. This one, even though it seems to be, yeah. So this is the aggressive one. This is the other option. But what I'm trying to point out is that this one goes there anyway, because this is the aggressive option, and the other one is the more passive option, which avoid those 10 extremely expensive shots. And I think I would not play this aggressively. I'm not sure though. I think that it's too expensive, but I could be wrong. She's not afraid of gambling or anything, so she wants to play aggressively. So very interesting this. This option and this option is not really a good option, I think, because you don't want to leave blots. Okay, double 6, she has to change her game plan. She has to start by making the 1 point, which she did, and then now she went from a priming plan into a blitzing plan. Her plan is simply to blitz, keep me on the board while rolling 5s. And there comes a 5, she plays the 5, and 4, I think this is good. She could come in here and attack even more, but I prefer her move, not leaving too many blots, a little bit of blot control. Okay. So 2-6, okay. And there's a 5. So it seems like her plan is working, but of course I'm still going to have a holding game from the 4 point. So this game is not over. She's way ahead in the race, but I do have my holding game. So this is the good one, I think, because now she has sixes in. So I really agree with this one. Of course, I dance again. Of course, she will then come around with the 6 to the 12 point. Oh no, okay. She might be considering attacking me here, but I don't think. Remember, gammon doesn't matter, and my board is very strong, so I don't think that's something she's going to do. 3, and then I have a 2 to play. Okay, this is a slightly more flexible, I think, but this keeps the prime. I'm going to keep the prime in case I hit her with some fly shots. 6 and 1, okay, she doesn't want to give me anything because something's got to go for me as well. Next time, I either have to give up something here or I have to run here. And so she should just wait. I'm going to give as little as possible. So now I had to do this, of course. Double 1, okay. So her plan is not to go here and make a point, even though it does have some advantages to it, actually. But more disadvantages, I would think. She doesn't want direct contact with, because of my strong board. So she wants to go, these 2 are for sure, and she starts in the right end of, as she always does. She knows this step-by-step method very well. So she does this, and probably she's going to play this one as well, because of the fly shots that are very expensive, and there are quite a few of them. And then I like this one. Her plan is not to have a strong board, although it has some merits to have a strong board. It gives her some pick and pass. It gives her a chance to attack, which could be important in some sequences. This is worth taking a look at. You should always look at all options. Now she does give herself some bad numbers though, because I'm going to, in some sequence, I'm just get strong, and then she has to give something. And to stop my 6s is not that important. I can run with my 6s from here. So I don't think this is the right game plan to seek contact, so to speak. Even though the point can have some small advantages, the disadvantages should certainly be larger. So this looks good. Maybe this one. Just to go back to the move, she found the 3 best one, and then she decided to play flexible and keep a 5 and a 4 here. A 4 she has, by the way. Keep the 5 here. The problem with this move, of course, is that I can now play a little more freely. If I roll something big, like 6-4, 6-5, I have to move from here, and I can do that a little more freely, but she also gets a little more flexibility. So, oh yes, so she was spot on with this move. That flexibility was way more important than the other point, which was to make sure I couldn't move from here so easily. Okay, anyway, I rolled a double 2, which is very easy to play, of course. And now I'm ready. And now look at the 6 that she saved. She played, that was great. I would have a lot of indirect shots now if she hadn't done that. So that was good play by Danijela. And I hope I would have found it myself. Okay, 6-4. So this gives more contact. So this is the anchor I want to keep. So I'm going to run out with 6. I don't have any choice. The 4 is... I have to at least look at going here, because I could get some double shots maybe. But it seems natural to do this, because now... well, I changed my mind as I spoke. Okay, the 6 is clear. I do want to see contact. And now, of course, we're talking... This blot is liability, which I was talking about earlier. So I'm considering making a real big move here. Like, what if you roll something like 6-3 that will pick and pass? 5-3, okay, 5-3 then. No, it doesn't give me that much. 5 gives me 1 plus some indirect. And what about this one? Now, of course, I will have a lot of indirect here, but I don't put as much pressure on this point. Now, because you can just clear it with a lot of numbers. So it seems like I want to play it big, right? And just maximize my contact. Which is what I did. I've probably quite clear that. Yeah, you see, it was quite clear because my game plan, as I forgot to say, is obviously to maximize contact. That was obvious, and that was the best way to do it. But it was not only a small mistake to run all the way. Okay, 1-3. That's what I needed. I'm lucky. And now, of course, I played a 3 here because the only thing I'm really afraid of now is the 1-6, and also if you just roll a 1 with 3 or something. Or 4, then I have good coverage. I can get in a double coverage next time. So I hit, and I move. Oh, okay. So I hit. I move here. Yeah. Okay. 5-1. Now the next point in line is this one, but I also have to. Start moving home soon. So the 3 is for sure. And now the question is, should I move? I do give double 1 if I do it. And this one I get a little closer. I'm just going to play like this. Maybe I should play the other one. Okay, 4, and I could go in here to attack if she rolls a 1, but I'm focusing on this point now. So 4 and. So then I do give double 1, okay? So this one I don't want to do because of the 1-6. But I also have to think about if she rolls a single 1, how to maximize against that. And I think just spreading them out here, I'm going to give double 1. Okay, and now I'm going to go for the kill. Or maybe not. This gives 1-6 and double 1. And she would hit me 1-2 and everything. She would be quite desperate. But I could, of course, do something like this and give absolutely nothing. If she rolls 1-6, I will gain a lot. Double 1, it will not be as bad. 1, and I will have a lot of pressure even so. The question is, should I even give 1-6? These are probably not huge differences, though. So this is the 5 for sure. Now I have double coverage to this. And because of the blot, I am actually going to give 1-6. Maybe it's a little too big. I don't know. It looked correct to me, and it was slightly correct. Okay, and double 1, and now I'm just going to make the 6 pawn, obviously. Okay, so with the 1 and 5, I could slot it. I don't know if it's a huge point of slotting it. If I do, and she rolls 1-5, I get a double shot. 1. So this is no big deal, though. The 5, I think. Okay, I really don't know what to do. It's a luxury problem. It's not very important, but I think I'll just move out. I just start the point. Okay, so now I'm just going to go home, something like this, because of the double 5, double 4, everything seems to play well. And in this case situations, I always look at the double 6s and double 5s. If I do something like this, 1, 2, double 6 should play. So I could do something like this. That would not, double 6 would not play. 5 and 2, right? 1. No, that, yeah, so I can't do anything but double 6, I think. 5 and 2 then. Double 6 is not a good one anyway, so. 3 and 2, maximum flexibility. No, so now double 6 plays, right? That's better. Okay. 6 and 4. almost perfect distribution. 5 and 4, okay. 5 and 3, clear from the rear. Okay, she runs out, but still I'm not too worried. I'm way ahead in the race. Another double 6. No, she didn't do that. 1 and 5. Well, did I play the... Okay, 1 and 5, yeah. 6 and 3, so... I was very lucky in this match, that's for sure. Okay, so she's looking at the 3 because she can get a little more flexibility that way, so that looks okay. We're playing 3 first. Ah, that's the wrong double. That didn't do it. So 4 and 2. Okay. 1 and 4. I'm almost there. She needs. Okay, that's not certainly not going to do it. And 4 and 1. Okay, too late. Too little, too late, as they say. Okay. Yes, so now I'm going to look at the most important decisions that we had. And we'll start with the 4-2, which was fighting for the anchor on 4 or 3 point, which was it would be slightly better than the move that I made, which was a little safer, playing to the 8 point. Then Danijela had 4-1, very difficult move, I would say. It's tempting to just attack, and that's what she did, which was a small mistake, not a blunder, but just a small mistake. She attacked, and I could have made the same move. The best move would simply be to make the prime. These things are very difficult. Okay, and we move on to... Okay, so now we have some very difficult moves for Danijela with 1-6. Okay, so after entering with a 1, she didn't find the best 6, which would be 10-4. This is very, very difficult. And we move, and then of course let's move to the cube. This is very important. In this, I made a cube. I said maybe I would like to take this, but it looked a little too much. But I tend to take too much, so I was still eager to take the cube. And Danijela, and I like it that she took it in actually, because a lot of players would be very scared her, and actually it is a little too much. But you do win a lot of games, and if you look at that, you will see that you win 36% of the games, which I was talking about that earlier, that you will win a lot of games here, and 36% is quite a lot, and you need to lose a lot of gammon for that not to be a take. But you lose 38, and that means in my book that it should be pretty damn close, but for some reason it's not. It was usually a reasonably huge mistake actually, or the larger one, the 4-1 here. Okay, so 8-3. Okay, so here I made a sizable mistake. I should simply go for this point. I've seen the machine do this. I don't like it. I like to be the one attacked here, not to be attacked here. But okay, that's what the machine says about this play. I would never make that play. Machine knows better, of course. And then Danijela has a 6-5 here, where she has to decide whether to run out or to just focus on building her structure. So focusing on building her structure was slightly a better move here. And she has a few more decisions like that, where she yeah, the 3-2, I want to comment on that one, because just making the prime is so very strong when she gets a shot, and she's not really going to run off the gammon very often, so that's why she should simply just do that. Although the other one you can run off the gammon some very few times with a couple of big doubles, but it's not very likely. So, and the double 1, okay, what's happened here? I would just play flexible and wait here. I wouldn't try anything at all to to run off the gammon. It's just not going to happen often enough. So, okay, and then we move on to the next game, where I have a 2-1. That's okay. I should hit on the other one. Here I hit here because of the 25% dancing numbers, and I gained from that. But I should hit here. So why should I hit there? Well, I do give up the midpoint when I have a lot of checkers back. Usually a bad idea, and it was a bad idea this time as well. Okay, and then we move on to, let's look at this. She should hit with it. She was looking at that, and I would have played like Danijela. I would have made the same mistake as her. I thought it was a little too big to hit on the 3-point after you've anchored with a 2-point. But okay, she should actually play harder than I thought, so that's something to learn from that. Why? Well, I guess it keeps a lot of flexibility, and she has to play hard, and she's not afraid to lose gammon, so she can allow herself more than I actually thought she could. It's very passive to make this move, but obviously it's too passive. Double 6, she plays these two first, which I'm very satisfied with, and then she plays these two, and I would have made the same mistake. So this is the mistake that we both would have made, because the game plan after hitting here with the two forced 6s, is to play a blitz, and then I wouldn't make the prime. But there is some arguments against it. Obviously, if you make the prime and roll a 5, it's worth something, and that's obviously worth much more than I realized. So I would have made the same mistake. 5-4, okay. These are just small things, so nothing to. These are just very small mistakes. I'm gonna go to this 6-5. Okay, she plays. Oh yeah, she should give the indirects. I didn't really think about that when she had it. Of course, maybe she should just give the indirect. This is a difficult decision because you do give 12 numbers, something like this, and something like 12 numbers, and that's a lot, of course. 1/3 of the number, 6-1, 5-2, 4-2. But the distribution is very awkward when you play the 5 in. Difficult things, mistakes I could make myself for sure. 6-4, yeah. Oh, this was wrong. Okay. I should play from this. I really didn't consider playing from this. Okay. So 6, play off to 18. I should play even harder. Okay. What the machine is saying, because of this blot, you can really spread them out here and give her some terrible numbers, because there will be so much shot, so many extra shots. Oh, I'm not that good at these things. It's such a lot of things you have to go through, and that was really the last thing in the match. So that was it, guys.
Roll the dice with me on Backgammon Street. Heroes at your feet. Feel the victory heat.